Emotional intelligence is our most noteworthy and resourceful skill to date. Emotional intelligence is our most promising tool to date. Bold claim, Alex. How do you say it with such certainty? How is it that, me keeping it cool when I turn down Dippin' Dots at the Yankees game, is it the most promising skill? That's just maturity, If I don't flip my lid when I go to wash the spoon in the sink and at 360 spurts water all over my front butt, is that, a promising skill, or is that emotional maturity? Well, these things are emotional regulation. Emotional intelligence, however, satisfies so much more than that. Emotional intelligence involves heightened level of awareness of emotions, like our ability to maintain healthy emotions, and then also the practice of monitoring and effectively controlling our emotions, right? So that puts you in the hot seat. That gives you a level of control. Take, for instance, the analogy about the professor with the cup of water. There was this professor who held a cup of water in front of her class, and she asked the class, "How heavy is this cup of water?" People responded back with some answers, and she led on to eventually explain that, if I hold this glass of water for an hour, it will become heavy. If I hold this glass of water for, half a day, my arm will begin to become sore. And if I hold this glass of water for a whole day, my arm will eventually become immobilized, paralyzed by pain and soreness. Right? I know what you're thinking. It's 2022. People are drinking water from a bottle of Aquafina. It's not the Middle Ages. They're not drinking water out of a cup from a tap anymore. But don't miss the boat. That's not the point. The point is this. The absolute weight of the glass does not matter. What matters is how long people hold it for. And the cup, in this analogy, represents stressors or worries. It could even represent daily hassles, Let's say you're shortchanged by a broken printer at work based on a job that your boss asks you to do. It's I can dwell or stew on that and unload that baggage onto somebody else when I get home, or I could kind of erase that problem where it starts. They represent your stressors and worries, and what matters not is the impact of them, because we all experience stress and worries. It matters how long we hold on to them for. And emotional intelligence says that we can let them go on command. We can, let the rain roll off our shoulders, so to say. How much mental power we give to stressors and inconveniences is entirely up to us. And here's why it's the most resourceful skill. I'm literally talking about avoiding prolonged pain and suffering, right? Avoiding prolonged pain and suffering by mitigating the amount of emotional turmoil, the amount of anguish that we give to inconveniences and stressors. How many people carry something with them for so long that it influences how they spend the rest of their night, how they go to bed at night thinking about how draining something might be, right? There's a sense of mental strain that we can let go of. The Buddhists had an axiom for this. It was the tale of two arrows. They said, if you were shot with one arrow, would you then go and shoot another arrow into yourself? And the whole idea is that there's no reason to carry more mental strain with you throughout the day. There's no reason to, those stressors and inconveniences might have happened, but I don't have to carry them with me. I could lighten the load a little bit and keep rolling. See, we have a limited mental capacity, right? Our brains are not like Apple storage with the cloud with 15 gigabytes of storage. They're more like a gym locker. They can only carry as much as you need, so to say. Right? We have a certain mental threshold for how much good and bad we can carry. And when we're holding on to things that kind of anger us, things that are unsettling, things that cause distress, we limit the amount of good experiences, the amount of knowledge that we have access to originally in our brains, the amount of good things that we experience, the amount of things we enjoy about the day. We limit that ability by focusing on what's kind of more painful. This is literally the art of letting go. So it's not improving the quality of your day by adding good to your life, but more so improving the quality of your life by letting go of bad experiences. It's emotional intelligence.